trip Carson Field for our final regular season home game of the 2024 season. Tonight we will honor our seniors and their families as they play their final regular season home game of their careers. These four young men have been an integral part of the Patriots' success over their careers. As a group, they have been a part of 78 wins, 4 consecutive playoff appearances. Each of them have impacted Heritage Academy in their own way and left their mark on the program. They have excelled both on and off the field and in the classroom. Tonight, the seniors are being gifted personalized bats and given some of the dirt from Trim Carson Field where they have spent their careers. The moms are being given flowers, and the dads will throw out our ceremonial first pitch to their sons. Ladies and gentlemen, we proudly present to you the senior class of Heritage Baseball. First up, Matt Thompson. Matt is the son of Mark and Kara Thompson, and the brother of Sarah Kate and Will. Matt has attended Heritage Academy for 13 years and is in his 6th year with the Patriot program, where he has brought his love of baseball, his never quit attitude, and toughness to the team to become the first team favorite. He is known as Matty Ice to his teammates. He is an outfielder for the Patriots and considered to be a team leader. He is a passionate fan of Ole Miss Rebels. Matt has brought his love for sports and baseball to the team and shown up every day to learn and get better. Matt has been a pleasure to coach and have as a part of the Patriot program throughout his career. He shows up every day, his high character and positive attitude to shine a bright light for the Patriots. Among his many honors is being a member of the National Honor Society, Beta Club, MAIS Honor Society, and the Spanish Honor Society. After graduation, Matt wants to attend Ole Miss and major in religious studies and hopes to be becoming a pastor one day. Matt's favorite baseball memory is when he got his first varsity start and was selected as player of the game versus Varsity earlier this season. When asked if he had the biggest impact on his coaches, Coach Romano and Coach Haynes, we taught him about baseball and life. He said he would always remember how good things were to him each and every day. Ladies and gentlemen, Matt Thompson. Next up, Travion Rainey. Trey is the son of Gwendolyn Sims and Tommy Rainey, and he is the grandson of Earl and Irene Mabry. Trey is his 2nd year at Heritage Baseball program. Trey came into the program in 2023 along with his cousin Aiden Westmoreland. He showed up and immediately became a team's favorite, displaying his high character and bright smile. He immediately played an impact role with the Patriots, hitting leadoff and playing center field for the Patriots. In 2 years at Heritage, Trey has hit above 300 and is on his base percentage of 502. He has carried a quality at bat percentage of 60%, scoring 71 runs, 4 home runs, 3 RBIs, and he has stolen 30 bases, while setting the tone at the top of the Patriots lineup. In 2023, he was chosen as an MAS member of MAS District 1 First Team All-District. Trey also a member of the 2023 Heritage Football Team, where he played defensive end. He played with Golden Spikes Baseball Club in the summer, Along with his on-field achievements, Trey has excelled as a passer. He's on a roll and he carries a 3.77 GPA. After graduation, Trey plans to continue his baseball career in junior college to major in computer science. His favorite baseball memory is playing alongside his cousin Aiden in the comeback win versus Bassoon at Northeast Community College 2023 season. When asked who impacted him most, Trey taught me to compete, be confident in pressure situations, and never give up no matter the circumstances. What I remember most about Coach Hayes is his support, his love for me, my cousin, and his love for baseball. Ladies and gentlemen, Trayvon. Next up, Spencer Singley. Spencer is the son of Scott and Stephanie Singley. Spencer has attended Heritage Academy for 6 years, where he has been a member of the Patriot baseball team for all of those 6 years. Spencer is a talented and versatile athlete. Spencer has played outfield, first base, and pitcher for the Patriots. A member of the varsity team since 9th grade and a junior starter. Spencer has contributed so much to the Patriot program. He has been a team leader. A very coachable player has maintained a 300 average, 440 base percentage, and a quality of bat percentage of 50%, and has stolen 20 bases. On the mound, he is a starter and he had a 3.75 earned run average for striking out 200 batters. A multi-sport athlete, he is also guard for Coach Andrew Powell's Patriot basketball team, who are the defending 5A Manhattan State champions. He was selected as a member of the District 1 All-District basketball team as a junior, and was also selected as District 1 second team All-District baseball team as a junior. He was also a member of the Golden Spikes baseball club, where he played in summers. As well as his athletic achievements, Spencer has excelled off the field as well as a passer, where he has maintained a 3.1 GPA. After graduation, Spencer plans to attend Ole Miss and major in political science, where he will become a lobbyist and work in politics. His favorite baseball memory has been spring break baseball trips to the beach each season. When asked who made the biggest impact on Spencer, he said Coach Haynes, because he has taught me many life lessons over the years that I will carry with me forever. Ladies and gentlemen, Spencer Singley. And finally, our last senior, Jack Ketchum. Jack is the son of Dave and Elizabeth Ketchum, and the grandson of Frank and Diane Hopper, and David and Pam Ketchum. Jack has been a part of Heritage and has been a part of the Heritage Patriot baseball program for 6 years. He has been a varsity starter for 4 years, and he has corner infield and has been a workhorse on the mound as a pitcher. He was selected as team captain as a junior, and was a member of the MAIS District 1 All-District team as a sophomore, and selected to the baseball team as a junior, and selected to the MAIS All-Star game as a senior. He was also chosen as part of the Danny Dozen by the Prairie Ledger before his senior year, and yesterday was selected to the MAIS District 1 Player of the Year. In his career as Patriot, Jack has a lifetime batting average of 432. On base percentage percentage of 481 while maintaining a quality at bat percentage of over 60%, 7 home runs, 83 RBIs. On the mound, Jack has a lifetime earned run average of under 3.5, winning 12 games while striking out over 200 batters, having a lifetime batting average against of 214. Jack is a multi-sport athlete. Jack is also a member of Sean Harrison's 2022 MAIS State Championship. He was also a four-year starter as a forward for the Patriots of the basketball league, where he was selected MAIS All-District 4 times and selected to the MAIS All-Star basketball team as a junior. Along with his athletic achievements, Jack is excelled in his classroom, where he maintains 3.6 GPA. And after graduation, Jack will attend the University of Alabama, where he signed a baseball scholarship pitching for the Crimson Tide. Jack plans to pursue a career in baseball and work in real estate after his baseball career. His favorite memory and heritage is a senior retreat. And then when asked who impacted him most, he selected Coach Haynes and Coach Romano. He said, Coach Haynes has taught me no matter how difficult things get, you never give up. Coach Romano taught me how to be more purposeful and more diligent in my preparation. Ladies and gentlemen, Jack Ketchum. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're proud to present to you the senior class of Heritage Academy Baseball. Ladies and gentlemen, before we get started, I would like to read my sportsmanship creed. It states that the MAIS recognizes the spirit of the game of baseball as a skilled offense, effective defense, and a well-planned strategy. The spirit of this game cannot be maintained unless sportsmanship, ethics, and integrity are number one priority. And sportsmanship will be expected from all groups associated with MAIS activities. Again, I'd like to thank ladies and gentlemen for everyone coming out to Carson's tonight, home of their 2024 Heritage Academy Patriots.
Welcome to the Heritage Sports Network. This is Mark Alexander, going to bring you tonight's baseball game between the visiting Vols from Starkville Academy against the homestanding Patriots of Heritage Academy. We've just had senior night festivities. We had the sound on. Hopefully y'all caught that if you were at home watching. Honored 4 seniors before the game. Nice ceremony. The mothers got flowers. And then the fathers toss the ceremonial first pitch to their respective sons. The four seniors are Matt Thompson, Trey Rainey, Spencer Singley, and Jack Ketchum. And obviously those four men have meant a lot to this program. And hopefully they'll have good nights tonight on senior night. Again, we're at Trip Carson Field here on the campus of Heritage Academy, Columbus, Mississippi. This is a District 1, 5A. Just one game tonight. The doubleheader will be Thursday over in Starkville at Starkville Academy. This is the last regular season series, so there are playoff implications at stake. Starkville Academy comes in at 8-17 overall, 3-7 in district play. That record may be a little bit off here and there. I got the record off of Max Preps, and there were a couple games missing, but I'm pretty sure they're 3-7 in district play and 8-17 overall. Young lineup, we'll go over that here in a little bit. And obviously your Patriots come in at 14-14, 5-6 in district play, coming off a disappointing series against Bio, in which we lost 2 out of 3, and we're really trailing 7-0 in the third game, and we're able to rally for a 9-7 victory. We'll talk a little bit of that as we progress throughout the evening. We'll give you the starting lineup for both teams. We'll give you the starting pitchers first. For Starkville Academy, you're going to have junior Tanner McKee. He comes in with a 2-1 overall record with a 1.09 ERA. This is his 9th appearance. He's had some tough luck. He's really pitched extremely well, though. 38 2/3 innings, giving up 33 hits, 22 runs, but only 6 of those have been earned. 54 strikeouts versus only 14 walks. If you know anything about Mississippi baseball, this was a team that beat George County, and George County was previously undefeated at the time, and McKee was on the mound. So a really good pitcher tonight that the Heritage Academy Patriots will be facing. Pitching for Heritage is going to be Jack Tompkins. A little change up there from Coach Romano and Coach Haynes. And if you look at it too, Jack pitched 95 pitches on Friday and was very pivotal in that come from behind win over Bio. But Coach Romano says he kind of has a rubber arm. He'll compete, and so after throwing 95 pitches on Friday, he's going to get tonight's start. The normal starter either is going to be normally Jack Ketchum would start or Nash McCurry would start. Both of those guys threw 100+ pitches on Thursday in the doubleheader, and so Coach Romano has elected to save those 2 pitchers for the doubleheader Thursday at Starkville. Tompkins comes in 2-2 record, 4.80 ERA. This is his 16th appearance. Most of those have been in relief. 23 1/3 innings pitched, 19 hits, 25 runs allowed. 16 of those have been earned. 19 strikeouts versus 17 walks, and we'll keep an eye on him. Like I said, he threw 95 pitches on Friday, and this is Tuesday, so that's a quick turnaround for any pitcher. We'll talk about his delivery. Coach Haynes has been working on him. He used to be an over the top pitcher, but he's worked on some different arm slots with him, and I think you'll see a lot of sidearm pitches from Tompkins tonight. We'll see how long he goes. I think Spencer Singley will be available among some others if he runs into a little trouble. All right, for tonight's lineup, we'll go Starkville Academy first. Starting at second base is sophomore Blake Little, leading off. Freshman Brennan Templeton batting in the 2 holes, shortstop. Sophomore Owen Cuvion is going to be in left in the 3 spot. Sophomore Brody Berkeley is at the hot corner at third. He'll be batting cleanup. In the 5 spot, senior Creed Pierce. He'll be in right field. Junior catcher Cade Waltman is next, followed by sophomore Miller Shy in center. Luke Johnson will serve as your DH tonight for the Volunteers. At first base will be senior Wyatt Hedges. And I mentioned on the mound, junior Tanner McKee. So Little at second, Templeton at short, Cuvion in left, Berkeley at third, Pierce in right, Waltman at catcher, Shy in center, Johnson your DH, Hedges at first base, and McKee on the mound. That's going to be your lineup for the visiting Starkville Academy Volunteers. For your homestanding Heritage Academy Patriots, a little change in the lineup as well. Sophomore catcher Charlie Fowler will bat in the leadoff spot. He'll be followed by sophomore second baseman Nash McCrary. Batting in the third hole is going to be senior third baseman Jack Ketchum. As we mentioned, we're used to Jack starting off these series or Nash starting off these series on the mound, but they're both going to be in the field tonight. In the cleanup spot will be junior left fielder Aiden Westmoreland. He'll be followed by senior center fielder Trey Rainey. We mentioned him. He was one of the 4 seniors honored in the pregame ceremonies tonight. Next will be junior shortstop Dalton Stripling. He will be followed by senior first baseman Spencer Singley. Singley's been he's played a lot in the outfield. He's pitched, but tonight he's going to be at first base. Sophomore right fielder Isaiah Clark. Your DH will be junior Caden Avery. And then, like I said earlier, your on the mound will be Jack Tompkins, your sophomore pitcher. So Fowler at catcher, McCrary at second, Ketchum at third, Westmoreland in left, Rainey in center, Stripling at short, Singley at first, Clark in right, Avery is DH, and Tompkins is your pitcher. That's your lineup for the visitors from Starkville Academy and for your homestanding Patriots of Heritage Academy. Again, on the mound tonight will be junior Tanner McKee for the Volunteers, and he will be his counterpart will be Jack Tompkins for the Patriots. We'll take a quick break, and both teams are still warming up. It's got a perfect night for baseball. Windy night. You probably heard some of the wind on the hot mic there as we were trying to present you the senior night festivities. Young team again for Starkville Academy. We just gave you the lineup. Little's a sophomore, Templeton's a freshman, Cuvion's a sophomore, Berkeley's a sophomore, Shy's a sophomore, and so you can just go down the list. So, but both of these teams have a lot of young players. As a Starkville Academy team, a couple years ago, I think they went back to back where they had really good teams, a lot of talented players. Took a step back last year, and probably a little bit more of a step back this year. But they're a quality team. They're capable of beating anybody. And we know when these two teams meet, neighbors, just I guess 25, 26 miles apart, whatever it is, there's always adds a little bit extra with this rivalry. And like I mentioned, it is the last regular season series. So your playoffs are right around the corner, going to be next week. This is for seeding as well, third and fourth place. Namely, I think Starkville Academy would have to sweep to hop into that third spot. I think Heritage just needs one win to secure that third spot. And then you're looking at it playing either Wayne Academy or Simpson Academy next week in the playoffs, depending on how that series plays out. But we'll take a quick break, and we'll be back with the first pitch in just a little bit. Welcome back. Seemed like I may have jumped the gun a little bit. I thought that we were closer to starting than we actually were, but we'll try to kill a little time here while both teams take infield. Heritage is taking infield now, just finishing that up, and I guess Starkville Academy will be next up. To give you some side-by-side numbers for these two teams, Starkville Academy comes in batting .223 as a team. Heritage comes in batting .263. When you look at the earned run average for both pitching staff, Starkville Academy comes in at 3.75 ERA, while the Patriots pitching staff has a 3.44 ERA. Starkville Academy comes in with 2 home runs on the season. Heritage comes in with 4. In terms of doubles, Starkville Academy comes in with 15 doubles. Heritage, meanwhile, has 41 doubles. So, yeah, Heritage has finished their infield, and Starkville's going to take their infield, outfield now. Triples, Starkville Academy has 1 on the season. Heritage has 4. Stolen bases is where Heritage has a big advantage. We know how aggressive Coach Romano and Coach Haynes like to be on the base pass. They think this is one of their strengths as a team, playing small ball, moving station to station, putting pressure on the opposing pitcher and defense. So with 83 stolen bases for the Patriots this year as opposed to 30 for Starkville Academy. And then in the field, when you're looking at fielding percentage, the Volunteers come in at .876, while your Patriots come in at .924. I'll give you the lineups once again for tonight. I gave those earlier, but maybe that you weren't around to hear those. For Starkville Academy tonight, again, they come in at 8-17 overall, 3-7 in district play. Sophomore second baseman Blake Little will lead off. In the 2-hole is freshman shortstop Brennan Templeton. He will be followed by Owen Cuvion, sophomore left fielder in the 3-hole. Batting cleanup is sophomore third baseman Brody Berkeley. In right field is going to be senior Creed Pierce. Behind the plate, junior Cade Waltman. In center field, you have sophomore Miller Shy. At DH, you have Luke Johnson. First base is going to be senior Wyatt Hedges. And on the mound tonight for Starkville Academy will be Tanner McKee. I gave you those numbers earlier. He's been a really good pitcher this year. Had a little bit of tough luck with some errors behind him. But comes in with a 2-1 record, 1.09 ERA, 9th appearance on the season. Giving up 33 hits in 38 2/3 innings. 22 runs allowed. Only 6 of those have been earned. And you look at the strikeout numbers, they're very impressive. 54 strikeouts versus only 14 walks. So I haven't seen the young man pitch, but just looking at those numbers, I'm assuming or guessing that he stays around the plate quite a bit. I mentioned earlier, too, in the pregame that this is a Starkville Academy team that beat George County, a previously unbeaten George County team, earlier this year with McKee on the mound. He will be facing Jack Tompkins for Heritage Academy. Jack's normally more of used in a relief role. He's going to be used as a starter tonight. He threw 95 pitches last Friday in the win over Bio, and quick turnaround for him. It's kind of a surprise start tonight for him. Not McCrary, not Ketchum, but instead it's going to be Jack Tompkins. He comes in with a 2-2 overall record, 4.8 ERA, 4.80 ERA, 16th appearance, 23 1/3 innings, giving up 25 runs on 19 hits. 16 of those have been earned, 19 strikeouts versus 17 walks. The batting lineup for the Patriots, leading off at catcher, is going to be Charlie Fowler, your sophomore. He'll be followed by a fellow sophomore second baseman Nash McCrary in the 2 spot. In his customary third spot there is senior third baseman Jack Ketchum. Aiden Westmoreland, the junior left fielder, will be batting cleanup tonight. His running mate out in center field, senior Trey Rainey, will follow him in that 5 spot. Shortstop, junior Dalton Stripling will bat next. He'll be followed by senior first baseman Spencer Singley. In right field will be sophomore Isaiah Clark. Singley's played some in the outfield, so has Clark. And both of them have kind of swapped those positions throughout the year. Tonight, Coach Romano elects to go with Isaiah Clark in right field and move Spencer Singley to first. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see Singley on the mound at some point tonight. I just can't imagine Tompkins going deep into this game after throwing 95 pitches on Friday. I certainly hope he does, but I would think that you'd have to see some arms out of the bullpen at some point in this one. The designated hitter tonight is Caden Avery, the junior, and then, like I mentioned, Jack Tompkins on the mound for the Patriots. We mentioned the playoffs are going to be next week. The two districts, I was talking to Coach Romano earlier. I've been in 6A for so long. I'm not as familiar with 5A and how 5A works. But it looks like, depending on the outcome of this series, the team that finishes third is going to face either Wayne Academy or Simpson Academy next week in the playoffs. The single game will be here if the Patriots stay in that third spot, and then the doubleheader of the three-game series will be either at Wayne or at Simpson. The top four teams in the district make the playoffs. Right now, we know Mag Heights is in that one spot. They've been dominant all season, as have they been for a long time. And then by winning 2 of 3 last week in that series against Heritage, is in that 2 spot. And there's no chance of Heritage moving up, but they can stay in the 3 with a good showing in this series here. The 1 and the 4 in District 1 and 2 are kind of in a pool together, and then the 2 and the 3 in District 1 and 2 are in a pool together, as it was explained to me earlier today by Coach Romano. We mentioned tonight is senior night. The 4 seniors for Heritage were honored before the game, and I'll give you those: Matt Thompson, Trey Rainey, Spencer Singley, and Jack Ketchum. Those are the 4 seniors for Heritage, and 3 of those 4 obviously are in the starting lineup tonight. And I thought give a shout out to Ben Peel, our PA guy, did a great job with that, and also thank you to him and kudos to him for setting up the equipment tonight for us so that you could watch this game at home. He does a great job of that and helped us out in basketball as an announcer, and just an all-around good guy and jack of all trades, good guy to have around to help us bring you this broadcast tonight. Give you those numbers again real quick on the comparison side by side. Heritage comes in batting .263, Starkville Academy .223 as a team. ERA, staff ERA for Heritage is .344. Staff ERA for the Starkville Academy Volunteers is 3.75. Heritage has hit 2 more home runs than Starkville Academy, 4-2. Big difference in doubles for the Patriots, 41. Vols have 15. Triples, Heritage comes in with 4 versus just 1 for Starkville Academy. We mentioned the big difference or the big discrepancy in stolen bases. Heritage comes in with more than double, total of 83 versus only 30 for Starkville Academy. And then the fielding percentage, .876 for Starkville Academy, .924 for the Patriots. 2 coaches are at home plate right now, going up, giving their starting lineups. Trying to find my information here on Starkville Academy. Coach, that's Xander Romano. He's in his first year here at Heritage Academy. Comes in at 14-14 overall, 5-6. If you look at the record, you may think, but they've really played well at times this year. They only lost to Hartfield earlier this year, 3-1. We know how good Hartfield is there in a series this week with MRA. Lost on a walk-off in late innings, 4-3 to MRA. And probably the most impressive win is the win over North Point. Jack Ketchum was on the mound in that game and had a tremendous performance, one of the best performances probably in Heritage Academy history from what I can gather, talk to different people. Now, just like most baseball seasons, this team can be bad at times too, and we've seen that. Had a 10-0 loss at North Delta, 18-2 loss to Starkville High School. And then for Starkville Academy, you also have a first-year coach in Tyler Poole. He's a local guy. He's a New Hope guy. I think he was a former assistant at Madison Central when that team was #1 in the country if I'm not mistaken, I think Braden Montgomery, the Stanford transfer who's now at Texas A&M and enjoying a great season there, I believe was on that team. So you know Coach Poole knows baseball, and I would imagine his team would come in here ready to play, particularly with their ace on the mound. You'd have to give the advantage to the Vols tonight on the mound just because McKee's their ace, and Jack has been used more of a reliever this year for Heritage as opposed to a starter. So then Starkville Academy starting lineups being introduced now by Ben Peel, and that will be followed up by the Heritage starting lineup, and then we will have the national anthem for you. I'll let the national anthem play here in just a little bit. Very windy night. I mentioned that earlier. Very pretty night, though. Great night for baseball. I think some rain's supposed to move in tomorrow, but I think we should be able to get this game in tonight. Swirling wind, if you look at the flag in right field, kind of been, if you look at it from behind home plate, blowing right to left, kind of towards center or left center. Also noticed a grill out there in right. A lot of smoke was coming off of it earlier. I don't see any smoke now. I'm sure that's going to be some good food out there a little bit later on for somebody. Starkville Academy is going to have their gray jerseys on tonight with blue numerals, of course, trimmed in orange. That's their school colors. For Heritage, Heritage has the Boston Red Sox look going again tonight, kind of the cream white, red numerals trimmed in blue. We'll let you listen to the lineups as they finish being introduced, and then the playing of the national anthem, and we'll be right back with you.
Playing right field, Isaiah Clark. Number 15, batting ninth, Caden Avery. And pitching, number 20, Jack Tompkins.
He's got it.
Any assistance about Brad Haynes and RJ Gallo. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we remove your hats and we're going to pray a partner in prayer with the national anthem. Let's pray. Dearly Father, we just thank you for today. We thank you for blessing these schools that are there today. Lord, I just pray for your protection over these athletes. Lord, I just thank you the ability to play this game and to have a great time. Lord, I just pray that you would watch over the families here as we depart and we travel home. Lord Jesus, we just give you all the praise and all the glory for everything that you've given us and everything that you are going to give us. In your Son's precious name we do pray. Amen.
All right, good playing of the national anthem there, and we're just moments away from first pitch. As we talked about in the pregame, Jack Tompkins will draw the start tonight for Heritage. He'll be facing the first three batters in the Starkville Academy lineup are going to be Blake Little, second baseman, shortstop Brendan Templeton, and left fielder Owen Cuvion. Like I said, I had a long discussion with Coach Haynes this afternoon. Him and Coach Romano were so busy getting the field done. I think a lot of people don't realize how much time they put in. They were in scramble mode this afternoon, had a lot of things going on. But I asked him about Jack and the start tonight, and Coach Romano talked about how much of a competitor Jack is. And even though he threw 95 pitches in that bio game, he feels pretty good about him. I mentioned that game. The Patriots fell down 7-0 in that game, and after losing games 1 and 2 in that series, and were in danger of being swept and losing all three. Jack came in with the bases loaded. All three of those runs scored, but there was a couple errors on the play and in that inning. But he went 4 1/3. Like I said, he gave up 3 hits in those 4 runs, but none of those were earned, and he struck out 6. Caleb Cunningham was able to come in and pitch the last 2 in the 3rd innings and did a great job with a couple strikeouts and straight zeros. But if you look at that game, Jack was really a competitor, really kept the Patriots within striking distance, and then the bats finally got hot, and the Heritage was able to come back and win that game, which could end up being crucial when you look at it and how tight the district standings are. As we move to the next week's playoff, and we'll just see how this series plays out. Games 2 and 3 are going to be in Starkville on Thursday, weather permitting, and in all likelihood we'll play either Wayne Academy or Simpson Academy next week in the first round of the playoffs. So we're about to get underway here as Blake Little steps in, the leadoff batter for the Volunteers. Jack Tompkins is done with his warm-up pitches, and we're ready for the first pitch. It's going to be a slow grounder out to the second baseman. Makes the play clean. He throws it over to Spencer. So good play by Nash. 1 pitch, 1 out. Nice defense behind Jack on that first play. We'll give Little a ground out to second base. All right, up next is going to be freshman Brendan Templeton. He comes in. He's going to be playing short tonight. Wasn't able to give you Little's numbers. He wasn't up there long enough. That pitch is outside. We'll give you some stats on Templeton real quick. Coming in batting .263. He's got 10 hits in 38 at-bats, 45 plate appearances, 4 RBIs, 1 extra base hit, and that's going to be a double. That ball's popped up in the shallow right center. 3 Patriots come around it, but Trey Rainey makes a nice running catch. So another quick out, which is if you're Jack Tompkins and you threw 95 pitches last week on Friday, that's a welcome sign. So fly out to center. Nice play by Trey in center. That was a long run for him to come down with that play. Stepping in now is sophomore Owen Cuvion, your left fielder. He's going to be the first lefty in the lineup tonight for the Volunteers. Pitch coming from Tompkins, a bit outside. 1-0 count. Cuvion comes in batting .310. Got 13 hits and 10 RBIs, 6 extra base hits, 4 doubles, 1 triple, along with 1 home run. That second pitch is in there, 1-1. Just looking down this lineup real quick, looks like Cuvion's the Volunteers' leading hitter with that .310 average. Just on the outside corner. I think Jack wanted that one, but 2-1. Early stages of game 1. This is a 3-game series. First game here at Heritage tonight. Games 2 and 3 scheduled for Thursday at Starkville Academy. Pitch coming from Tompkins. That ball is flown out to center field. Trey Rainey on the run, backing up, good, and he hauls it in. So good inning there for Jack Tompkins. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base as we move to the bottom half of the first inning. Trey made 2 nice plays there. On the first one, he had to come running in towards the infield, and then on that one, he had to run towards the left center gap. and was able to run that one down. I'm surprised that one didn't travel a little bit further with the wind blowing out that way. So a really good start on the mound for Jack Tompkins. 3 up, 3 down, no harm done there. Like I said, the Heritage will be facing lefty junior Tanner McKee. Comes in with a 2-1 record, 1.09 ERA, making his 9th appearance. I gave you those numbers several times in the pregame, so I won't go over all those, but I will give you the stat where he's got 54 strikeouts this year versus only 14 walks. And so that's very impressive. 1, 2, 3 in the Patriots lineup tonight is going to be Charlie Fowler, the catcher. He'll be in that leadoff spot, followed by sophomore second baseman Nash McCrary, and at third base, senior Jack Ketchum. So 1, 2, 3 in the lineup to face Tanner McKee, the junior lefty for the Volunteers. Coach Romano will be down at on third base, and Coach Haynes is slowly making his way over to first base. We'll wait the first pitch from McKee as Charlie Fowler steps into the batter's box. Coach Romano said today it'd be really good if Heritage could get off to a good start, maybe put a couple runs up on the board early, get on the bases and make some things happen. So hopefully we'll see that here in the bottom half of the first inning. McKee's first pitch to Fowler's low in the dirt, 1-0. Wind up delivery. Charlie swings at that one and misses. So 1-1 count. Good pitch there from McKee. Cade Waltman behind the plate for the Volunteers. So that's your battery, McKee and Waltman for Starkville Academy. Nice breaking pitch there, curveball right across the plate. So Charlie falls behind in the count, 1-2. Nice pitch there from Tanner McKee. Pitch coming. That's a breaking ball, too. That's back up the middle. Nice piece of hitting there by Charlie Fowler. So nice piece of hitting, a single back up the middle. So he fell down in the count 1-2, but battled his way through it and was able to the seeing eye single through the middle of the infield. So Charlie's at first base. Stepping in now is going to be your second baseman, Nash McCrary. Give you some stats here after this first pitch from McKee. Charlie's a threat to run at first base. A little bit harder to run against the lefty. McKee's throw goes over to first base. They had Charlie picked off, but he took off for second, and Ryan Hedges dropped the ball over at first base, so Charlie was able to slide into second easily without a play. As I mentioned, Nash has had a really good year at the plate. Comes in batting .341. He's got 29 hits and 85 official at-bats, 16 RBIs, and he's got 11 extra base hits. That's a breaking pitch fouled back. Nash has 7 doubles, 2 triples to go along with 2 home runs. And like I mentioned, he's got 16 RBIs. So this is a good opportunity now with Charlie Fowler at second base in scoring position after the leadoff single and then the errant throw over to first base. Another breaking ball in there for a strike. McKee's looked sharp early in terms of the breaking pitch, the bender coming from that left side. 0-2 count to McCrary. He took a little bit long for McCrary's liking, so he stepped out. Now we're going to have a meeting at the mound between Waltman and McKee. Sometimes with a runner at second, you use different signals just so that you don't give those away or those aren't stolen, and I think that's what was going on there. They were a little unsure of what the signs were, and so now they've got it all ready and waiting the pitch from McKee. Came back with the high fastball. McCrary wasn't able to catch it, so that is a strikeout. The first of the evening for McKee. Now batting for Heritage is going to be your senior third baseman, Jack Ketchum. Fowler's still down at second base. Pitch coming. That ball's low down in the dirt. Jack's one of 4 seniors tonight that was playing on senior night. He comes in batting .458 on the season. He's got 27 hits and 59 at-bats, 13 RBIs, 8 runs scored. Pitch coming. That also is down in the dirt, so Ketchum's ahead in the count, 2-0. Jack comes in with 4 extra base hits on the season. All 4 of those or doubles. He would take a double right here for sure. The 2-0 pitch from McKee is outside as well. So you can tell that he's being overly cautious with Ketchum and not giving Jack anything good to pitch. Let's see if Coach Romano gives Jack the green light here at 3-0. And he does, and that's going to be a grounder down the third base side. It's down the line, and it's fair. Fowler rounds third. He's going to score easily as Ketchum takes second base. Coach Romano's waving Ketchum to third. He slides, and he's going to be in without a play. So a nice piece of hitting there from Ketchum down the left field line, and that ball was fair. So I looked like there was a little, I don't know if the left fielder for Starkville just was not able to run that one down. That was Cuvion out and left. And we'll see if it's ruled a double or a triple. I'll go ahead and give him a triple, and that's an RBI for Ketchum. So that stakes the Patriots to an early lead, and we mentioned that, and that was something that they were looking for tonight. Pitch from McKee is low down in the dirt. Left fielder Aiden Westmoreland is at the plate now. He's batting cleanup for the Patriots tonight. We give you those numbers here after this next pitch from McKee. Wind up, pitch coming. That ball's, I thought that was a strike. I guess it was low. 2-0. Aiden comes in batting .270. He's got 17 hits and 63 at-bats, 9 RBIs, 7 runs scored. He's got 7 extra base hits. All 7 of those are doubles. Pitch coming, that's going to be high and outside. So after going 3-0 on Ketchum, he's also now going 3-0 on Westmoreland. Ketchum had the green light. Does Westmoreland have the green light? We'll find out shortly. That ball is across the middle of the plate. It's going to be out to right field. Right fielder's coming in, having trouble with it, but he does come down with the catch. Ketchum tags at third. He slides in easily at home. So good piece of hitting there by Aiden Westmoreland. He's going to get a sac fly to right field. Ketchum, who was aggressive on his at-bat and took third, and that move paid off as he's able to score on Westmoreland's sac fly out to right field. Creed Pierce struggled with that one, and I understand why. Like I said, the wind's really kind of whipping out there in right field, and it looked like it was going to be more towards the line, and it drifted back towards center, but he was able to come up with the catch nonetheless. At bat now is your senior center fielder, Trey Rainey. First pitch from McKee is outside. So 2 are out, but not after 2 runs have scored now for the Patriots here in the bottom half of the first inning. Fastball, that's a strike from McKee. 1-1 count on senior center fielder Trey Rainey. Rainey comes in batting .270. He's got 20 hits and 74 at-bats. 10 RBIs. That pitch is also, that's low, so 2-1 count. He's got 5 extra base hits, 3 doubles, 1 triple, and 1 home run for Rainey. Pitch coming from McKee. A little bit of a tight strike zone, looks like to me tonight. I thought that was going to be a strike as well, but it was not. So 3-0 counts. I think this is 3 consecutive batters where McKee has gone 3-0. He's swinging 3-0. That ball's going to be grounded out to second. Little comes up with it, throws it over to Hedges. So that's going to be the 3rd out of the inning, ground out to second base for Rainey. But 2 runs score on 2 hits. You had the single by Fowler and then the RBI triple from Ketchum. There was 1 error. The throw over to first base had to be an error that allowed Charlie Fowler to move over to second and then later scored. And then you had nobody left on base. So 2 runs, 2 hits, 1 error, and nobody left on base there in the bottom half of the first. So after 1 in game 1 of this 3-game set, Heritage Academy leads 2-0. Jack Tompkins back on the mound for the second inning. Looking back at that first inning, he was able to get 3 up, 3 down. He recorded 3 outs, Little on the ground out to second base, Templeton on a fly out to center, and then Cuvion on the fly out to center as well. Due up for Starkville Academy, a sophomore third baseman, Brody Berkeley, senior right fielder, Creed Pierce, and junior catcher, Cade Waltman. That's your 4, 5, and 6 hole batters for the Volunteers. Thompson takes his final warm-up pitch, gets thrown down to second from Fowler, and we're about to start this second inning. This is a really crucial series, as I mentioned in the pregame. It's the last regular season game between these two. Playoff implications, depending on the outcome of this series. The Vols come in at 3-7 in the district, whereas the Patriots come in at 5-6. Batting now, like I said, is Brody Berkeley, the sophomore third baseman. He's batting from the right-hand side. Pitch coming, swinging. Strike one. Berkeley's a sophomore. He comes in batting 167. He's got 7 hits and 42 at-bats. Scored 8 runs, driven in 3. Pitch coming, nice curveball there from Tompkins. No extra base hits. Like I said, he does have the three RBIs for Berkeley. Tompkins working ahead in the count, 0-2. Pitch coming. That's a breaking ball, and that's going to be a single out to center field. So Berkeley comes through with the Volunteers' first hit of the night. Fell down in the count 0-2, but was able to battle his way back and get that single that went just over the head of shortstop Dalton Stripling and out to second. So now that puts Berkeley at first, bringing up Creed Pierce, your senior right fielder, who is batting in the 5 spot tonight for the Volunteers. Tompkins working out of the stretch. Pitch, that's always going to be a slow grounder to Ketchum. Ketchum makes the play, throws it over to Singley at first for the out. The runner, Berkeley, does advance to second base, but that was a really nice play, a difficult play by Ketchum over at third base. Good throw over to Spencer at first, and Spencer made the catch for the first out of the inning. So Berkeley's now at second. He's in scoring position for junior catcher Cade Waltman, who's now at the plate for the Volunteers. We'll give you some numbers after this first pitch from Tompkins. Sizable lead for Berkeley out at second base. Tompkins looks him back. Pitch, I guess that's going to be low as well. Waltman comes in batting 205. He's got 9 hits and 44 at-bats, 1 run scored, 9 runs driven in, 2 extra base hits. Both of those are doubles. That's definitely high there from Tompkins. So 2-0 count to Waltman. Pierce is down. Berkeley's down at second. Singled and then moved to second on the ground at the third off the bat of Pierce. 2-0 pitch coming. That's going to be a strike. Good pitch from Tompkins. Early stages here, second inning, top of the second. 1 out. Tompkins on the mound for Heritage. Waltman at the plate for Starkville Academy. Pitch coming. It's going to be outside, so 3-1. Jack got out of the first inning unscathed, 3 up, 3 down pretty easily on relatively low pitch count. Not so fortunate this inning. Swinging strike 2, so that's going to bring up a full count on Waltman. Jack looking for his first strikeout of tonight. He's got 19, came in with 19 on the season. Pitch coming. Ooh, got him. Yep, good pitch. Now, I wasn't sure if the home plate umpire was going to give him that one or not, because he's kind of had a relatively tight strike zone early on. But that was a pinpoint pitch from Tompkins when he really needed it. So now 2 outs, still a runner in scoring position with Berkeley down at second base. Your sophomore center fielder Miller Shaw is now at the plate. Righty-righty matchup with 2 outs here in the top half of the second inning. Pitch coming from Tompkins. That's going to be a strike as well. Very similar pitch to the pitch that he just got Waltman to strike out on. Pretty decent velocity, too. That's going to be a breaking pitch. It's fouled straight back. Charlie's giving it a look, but that ball is going to be out of play over the press box. So Shy falls behind in the count, 0-2. Tompkins is looking for a pitch here to get out of the inning after giving off the leadoff single to volunteer cleanup batter Brody Berkeley. Tompkins working out of the stretch. Pitch coming. Curveball, and he got him. That's a nice curveball, too, from Tompkins. So after giving up the leadoff single to Berkeley, Tompkins comes back and gets back-to-back strikeouts of Waltman and Shy to end the inning. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base in the top half of the second for Starkville Academy. So through 2 frames, no damage done so far. Tompkins has worked two good innings for the Patriots. We move to the bottom half of the second inning. McKee's back out on the mound for the Volunteers. Due up for the Patriots, junior shortstop Dalton Stripling, senior first baseman Spencer Singley, and sophomore right fielder Isaiah Clark. It's going to be your 6, 7, and 8-hole hitters for the Patriots. Looking back at that first inning real quick, the Patriots were able to jump ahead in this game 2-0. Charlie Fowler batting leadoff tonight, single to center field. He took second base, and then he was brought home on a RBI triple. It may have been a double. We'll see how that one's ruled. I don't have Game Changer up in front of me. But double or triple, either way, it's an extra base hit, an RBI extra base hit for Jack Ketchum, the Danny Dozen selection, and Alabama signee, who's known more for his pitching. But as I said, he's had a good year at the plate, too, and came through in the clutch there again with the RBI. And then that was followed up by a sacrifice fly out to right field off the bat of Aiden Westmoreland that brought Ketchum in from third base. So that staked Heritage to an early 2-0 lead. In this one, we'll see if the Patriots can tack on some more runs here as we bat in the bottom of the second. And like I said, due up first for the Patriots is shortstop Dalton Stripling. Pitch coming from McKee. First pitch swinging is Stripling. That ball is lined down the left field side. It's going to be foul. Stripling comes in batting .229. He's got 16 hits and 70 at-bats. 13 runs scored, 9 runs driven in. Pitch coming, that's going to be high and outside. Stripling has 5 extra base hits. All 5 of those are doubles. Lefty-righty matchup here with Stripling and McKee on the mound. Wind's died down a little bit right now. The flag in right field's not moving that much. That's a nice curveball from McKee to Stripling. Found the outside corner. He's had a good curveball so far. I know we're early in this game, but it's been effective for him. That's going to be a fastball. Comes back and strikes out Stripling. A nice pitch. So he's got 1 strikeout in the first. Comes back with his 2nd strikeout of the game. We mentioned he's got a high strikeout number coming in. He came in with 54, so now that's strikeout 56 on the season for the lefty junior McKee. First pitch to Singley. That ball's going to be outside. So 0-1 count on Spencer Singley, your senior first baseman. One of 4 seniors tonight playing on senior night for Heritage. That pitch is low. 2-0. Spencer comes in batting .239. He's got 11 hits and 46 at-bats, 9 runs scored, 8 runs driven in. Pitches outside, so 3-0 count. We've seen McKee work 3-0 earlier to some guy. Maybe that's 2-0. I'm sorry, reading these stats. 3 extra base hits for Spencer, 3 doubles. All 3 of those extra base hits are doubles. Pitch coming from McKee, that's going to be a strike. So 2-1 count to Singley. 1 out, bottom of the second. Heritage leading 2-0 in this first game of this 3-game series against rival Starkville Academy. Pitch coming from McKee. That's going to be a nice pitch there, too. So after falling down 2-0, 2 straight strikes, so 2-2 count on Spencer Singley. Spencer's able to stay alive there. Fouls that one down the right field line. Looks like it may have made its way to the football field. Got an impromptu wiffle ball game going on over there. Looks like the kids are picking sides. That ball is going to be in the gap to left center. Nice hit by Spencer. He's rounding first base, aggressive. He's going to take second, and he's going to be in there easily. So nice job of hitting there from Spencer Singley. I mentioned he had 3 doubles. Now he has 4 doubles on the season. That was a hard hit ball. I thought it may get in the gap there for a little bit, but Kuvion did a nice job of moving to his left and keeping that ball from going into the gap. It's going to bring up sophomore right fielder Isaiah Clark now with Spencer Singley at second base with 1 out. Keep working out of the stretch, looking Singley back. Now makes the pitch. It's a breaking pitch. That ball is going to be low. Isaiah comes in batting 200 on the season. He's got 9 hits and 45 at bats, 5 runs scored, 5 runs driven in. That ball is lifted to center field. That may be out of here. It is. So Isaiah Clark, I was just giving you those numbers. He only had 1 extra base hit coming into tonight's game, and that was a double. Make it 2 and make it a 1 home run. He knew it when he left the bat. I wasn't quite sure if it was going to make it out, but it did clear the fence in left center. So Isaiah Clark celebrates now with his teammates as he comes back into the dugout, and he is really excited about that one as well as he should. So a 2-run home run for Isaiah Clark. So after putting a 2 spot up in the first inning, the Patriots come back now with 2 more in the second, and still with only 1 out. That's going to bring up your designated hitter, Caden Avery, the junior, to face McKee. McKee's first pitch, that ball is going to be low and in the dirt. That ball is going to be low, 2-0 count. Caden comes in batting 271. He's got 13 hits and 48 at bats. Pitch coming, that's going to be a strike, so 2-1 count. 14 runs scored, 10 runs driven in, 3 extra base hits, all 3 of those being doubles. That ball is going to be flared out that's going to be to the second baseman. I thought it may make its way into right field, but it did not. So Blake Little was able to get under that one and catch that one with no trouble. So that's the second out of the inning. We're going to flip the lineup back to the leadoff spot. And tonight that's going to be catcher Charlie Fowler. Charlie got things started with a single to center and later scored one of those two runs in the first for the Patriots. So nobody on now. The curveball, good pitch from McKee. Again, like I said, that pitch has been effective for him. Works ahead in the count now, 0-1 to your leadoff batter, Charlie Fowler. That ball hit him, so that's going to be a hit by pitch for Fowler. And it was a breaking pitch. It wasn't a hard thrown ball. Charlie's still kind of rubbing the back of his leg where he got hit. Easy for me to say that pitch wouldn't hurt, but probably stinging a little bit right now. Nash McCreary comes up to the plate now. He struck out back in the first. 2 outs. Charlie gets a little bit of a lead. Keys looks him back, brings the pitch. That ball is going to be low. It was across the plate, but it was low. Good eye there by Nash. Looking for a 2-out base hit here in the bottom half of the second. Charlie takes off again, just like he did before. They throw over the first this time. Is he going to call a balk? Yeah, he called a balk on McKee. And so Charlie took off again against the lefty. McKee, the first baseman, made a nice throw down to second, and they had him out that time. But the umpire ruled a balk. We're having a discussion now. Coach Poole's not too happy about that decision. They're going to talk it out, and as usual, the umpire is always going to win that one. He's got the final say. So all these guys know each other, and Charlie's having a good little conversation with Templeton and Little out there at second base, and they're laughing it up about something. So after the balk, Charlie Fowler's down at second. Pitch coming. That ball is going to be ground to left field. Charlie's going to put on the brakes there at third, excuse me, which was a good move. So after striking out in the first, Nash comes back and has a hard hit single out to left field. So you got runners at the corners with 2 outs. McCreary's at first. Fowler advances to third. He was hit by a pitch earlier in the inning. That's going to bring up your senior third baseman, Jack Ketchum. Of course, Jack had the extra base hit back in the first that drove in Fowler. So he's looking for his second hit of the evening and looking to add to his RBI total on the season. Again, runners at the corners. I'm not sure if McCrary is going to take off at first or not. I think you want to give Jack the opportunity to hit here. That is a breaking pitch, kind of got in on the hands a little bit of Jack. Jack grounded that one softly down the third base side towards the Heritage dugout. Left-handed pitcher, so it gives you a little bit of a different look if you're trying to steal second base. Not much of a lead from McCreary over at first base. Playing this thing safe with Ketchum at the plate. Breaking pitch is high and outside. Just 1-1 to Ketchum, who fouled off the first pitch down the third base side. Runners at the corners, 2 outs. Heritage leading 4-0 here in the bottom half of the second inning. Pitch coming from McKee. That ball is a shot. That may be another home run. It is. So after the home run from Isaiah Clark earlier in the inning, now Jack Ketchum follows that now with a 3-run shot. And really that was very similar location to Clark's home run. And he got every bit of that pitch. And again, that's going to stake the Patriots to a 7-0 lead now. Jack kind of low-key comes over there while his teammates are celebrating with him. But a 3-run Jack to left field, and that pushes the lead to 7-0 now and brings up Aiden Westmoreland. Aiden had a sacrifice fly out to right field back in the first. So, like I said earlier this afternoon, I talked with Coach Romano, and he said he's really, really key for this team to get off to a good start tonight and score some runs early with Tompkins on the mound. And indeed, the Patriots have done just that. And kind of roughed up McKee, too. Like I said, he came in with 54 strikeouts and really had given up only 6 earned runs all year. And now finds himself down 7-0, and we're still not out of the second inning yet. So Coach Romano, Coach Haynes, they've been waiting on the bats to come alive, and they've done that tonight. No better timing than against your rival. That's a strike there from McKee, who's ahead now in the count 1-2. Westmoreland almost offered at that one, but held up. That pitch was outside. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Pitch coming. That's going to be a curveball, hard hit ball out to short, fielded by Templeton, who throws it over to Hedges for the 3rd out of the inning. So a hard hit ball there from Westmoreland, but it was right at the shortstop, Templeton, who made a nice play for the 3rd out of the inning. Let me look at this. We had the double by Singley, the 2-run home run by Clark, had the single from McCreary, and the 3-run home run for Ketchum. So 5 runs on 4 hits, no errors, and nobody left on base there in the bottom half of the second. So through 2 innings, Heritage Academy leads Starkville Academy by the score of 7-0 with 2 runs in the first and now 5 more tacked on in the second. If you're Tompkins, you got to be feeling pretty good right now. He, for the most part, cruised through those first 2 innings, 3 up, 3 down in the first. He did face 4 batters in the second after giving off the leadoff single to Berkeley, but bounced back and struck out Waltman and Shy to end the inning. So through 2 innings, Tompkins has only faced 1 batter over the minimum, 7 batters. Due up for the Volunteers is going to be your designated hitter, Luke Johnson, followed by first baseman Wyatt Hedges, and then we'll go back at the top of the lineup with Little. And like I said, designated hitter Luke Johnson up to the plate. It'll be the first batter here in the top half of the 3rd for the Volunteers, facing Heritage pitcher Jack Tompkins. Give you some numbers here on Johnson when I can get to it. Good pitch, first pitch swinging, strike 1. Luke Johnson, like I said, as a junior, comes in batting 156. He's got 5 hits and 32 at-bats, 5 runs scored, 4 runs driven in, no extra base hits so far this season. Pitch coming, that's a breaking pitch from Tompkins. It's going to be low and outside, so 1-1 count on designated hitter Luke Johnson. Pitch coming from Tompkins. Going to be a fastball. That ball is hit out to center. Trey's on his horse, and he gets there, runs it down in the gap. So Trey Rainey's had a really good night so far in center. We saw him make 2 running catches in the first inning, and now he makes a really good running catch going to his left there in the right center gap, robbing Johnson of an extra base hit. Pitch coming. That ball is first pitch swinging too. That's going to be a single out to center there for Wyatt Hedges. So the second hit of the evening allowed by Tompkins, second hit of the evening for the Volunteers, who had a single from Berkeley back in the second and now get a single here from Hedges with 1 out in the bottom half of the third. That's going to flip the lineup back to the top of the order. Blake Little, sophomore second baseman. He grounded out the second back in the first. Pitch coming from Tompkins. That's a nice pitch. Fastball, strike. So Hedges is at first after the single to right. 1 out. Little's at the plate. Hedges, nice little lead over to first base. Pitch coming a little bit high. Very similar pitch to the first one. That was a tad bit higher. So 1-1 count. Hedges has got the oven mitt on his left hand. See some of the college players now using 2 of those oven mitts. That's going to be a single also to left. So back-to-back singles from the Volunteers, first by Hedges and now by Little. That's going to bring up freshman shortstop Brennan Templeton. He flew out the center. That was one of the 2 nice catches back in the first by Rainey. So first big threat of the evening for the Volunteers. Coach Romano is now going to come out to Tompkins, and we're going to have a discussion with Tompkins, Romano, and the rest of the Patriots infield. Again, we're in the top half of the third. Heritage has jumped out to a 7-0 lead already in this one. 2 runs in the first inning, followed by 5 runs in the second inning. Jack Ketchum with the big night so far. He's not pitching tonight, but he's making his presence felt at the plate. First he had an RBI triple back in the first, and then hit a 3-run bomb to left field to make it 7-0. And that was after a 2-run home run to a very similar location earlier in the inning by Isaiah Clark. So the runners will go back to first and second, respectively. That little meeting on the mound is over. So now Tompkins is settling in and ready to face Templeton. Templeton was like I said, he flew out to center back in the first. Runners at first and second, 1 out, top of the third. Templeton at the plate. Pitch coming from Tompkins. It's going to be a little bit low. Being a reliever, Jack's used to coming in these spots with runners on. Nothing new for him pitching out of the stretch. Pitch coming, that ball's a little bit high. So 2-0 count to Templeton. Volunteers threatening here, trailing 7-0. You got your 2-hole hitter coming up, trying to get their 3 and 4 spots with Cuvion and Berkeley in RBI spots. Pitch coming, that's a strike. So good 2-0 pitch there from Tompkins. Makes the count 2-1 on Templeton. Runners at first and second. Hedges is at second. Little's at first. Pitch coming. That ball is going to be grounded to second base. Looked the runner at second base, almost made the throw there, but elected to go over to first base, did Nash. So they got the second out of the inning. So ground out to second base by Templeton. That's going to bring up your 3-hole hitter, sophomore left fielder Owen Cuvion. He flew out the center back in the first. So the runners advance. You got runners at second and third, 2 outs. Tompkins trying to work out of this jam here in the third inning. Staked to a big lead already. First pitch coming. That's a breaking ball. It's going to be low. Good job by Charlie blocking that one up. with the runners at second and third. Cuvion's batting from the left side. First two batters, Little and Templeton, both righties. Pitch coming. That ball's fouled off. Good pitch from Tompkins. 1-1 count on Cuvion. Yeah, it's going to be outside and high. Talked a little bit about this during the football season. It was kind of weird for me being on the other side of this rivalry. I was the head boys basketball coach at Starkville Academy for 3 years. And so I was on that side of the rivalry then. I'm on the other side of it now, being in my first year here at Heritage. Pitch coming. That ball's going to be outside. Good job by Charlie, able to move and catch that one. So 3-1 count. It's an RBI. Good spot for an RBI for Cuvion if he can put the ball in play. I'm guessing that was his sister Cuvion, who was on the basketball team. Hurt my feelings earlier this year when they beat us in junior high at their place, and she had a big game. Really, really nice player, really good player, one of the top players in our district. Was really impressed watching her play this year. Pitch coming from Tompkins. It's going to be outside. I thought Cuvion was going to offer it that one, but he was able to lay off, and he draws the walk. I believe that is that's the first walk of the evening for Tompkins. So you got the bases juiced now. 2 outs, top of the third, and that's going to bring up Brody Berkeley, the third baseman. He singled back in the second to center field. Pitch coming, breaking pitch. That may be trouble. That ball is hit hard to the left. That's going to be over the head of Aiden Westmoreland. Going to score 1 run at least, maybe 2. The runners held up at third base. So 2 runs do score. The third one was held up at third base. So big night from Berkeley so far. That's going to be an RBI double to left field. So the first 2 runs of the evening for the Volunteers, courtesy of the RBI double to left off the bat of Brody Berkeley, who is now 2 for 2. That's going to bring up Creed Pierce, who grounded out to third base back in the second. Runners at second and third now. 2 outs. First pitch coming. That ball is grounded to shortstop. Comes up with the play. Throw over the first. That ball is going to be low. Spencer Singley at first is not going to be able to come up with it. Run scores, throw down to second behind the runner. Runner's going to be safe. So that was a tough play for Dalton Stripling over at short. Backhanded it, threw the ball over the first, but it's low, and Spencer was just not able to come up with it. I think they're going to give him an error on that. So Pierce reaches on the error. The run does 2-run score. So that makes it 7-4 now, Heritage. Still 2 outs. All this damage done with 2 outs for the Volunteers. Cade Waltman at the plate now fouls the first pitch from Tompkins over towards the third base dugout there. Waltman struck out back in the second, and he's one of 2 strikeout victims for Tompkins, who was able to strike out Shy. He struck out Waltman and Shy back-to-back to get out of that second inning, and could use another strikeout here in the top half of the third to get out of the third inning. That pitch is going to be low and outside. So 1-1 count to Cade Waltman. Runners at second and third. 4 runs already in this inning for the Volunteers. Pitch coming. That's going to be a little bit of a breaking ball. That's going to be foul, though, down the third base side. So head in the count, 1-2. Big pitch here early in this game with Heritage leading now 7-4. After jumping up 7-0 early, the Volunteers have responded in a big way here in the top of the third with 4 runs already. Looking for more. Breaking pitch. Waltman, good eye there. I think it was a ball. It was a good call. It was just a little bit on the outside, but that's a tough pitch to take with 2 strikes. So Deuce is wild now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runners on. Pitch coming from Tompkins. That's going to be inside. So he runs the count full on Waltman. First base is open, but you don't want to give up the walk here. Already had a walk earlier in the inning to Cuvion, and that was followed up by the RBI double off the bat of Brody Berkeley. 3-2 pitch coming from Tompkins. Wind up. That ball is going to be over to first baseman. Spencer Singley bobbles it at first, is not able to come up with it, makes the toss over to Tompkins covering on the play, but is not able to get the runner. So Waltman is going to be safe over at first base after the error on Spencer Singley at first base. So Waltman reaches on an error. Runners are now at the corners at first and third. It's going to bring up your sophomore center fielder Miller Shy, who, like I just mentioned, he struck out back in the second. So 4 runs on the board in this second inning. Still runners at the corners, 2 outs. Tompkins looking for a pitch to get out of it. Meanwhile, Shy is looking for an extra base hit here to add more runs for the Volunteers. Pitch coming. Going to be a breaking pitch in the dirt. That gets away from Fowler, rolls back to the backstop towards the third base side. And that's going to score another run for the Volunteers on a wild pitch. I think you got to rule that one a wild pitch. So 5 runs now in this inning for the Volunteers. So it looked like the Patriots were in good shape, up 7-0. But Starkville Academy said not so fast, and now have answered now with 5 runs here in the top half of the third. Runner at second base, pitch coming. It's going to be a strike. Good pitch by Jack. This is the 9th batter of the inning already for the Volunteers. Tompkins delivers. That ball is outside too. Good job there by Charlie to block that one up. So 2-1 count on Miller Shy. Shy struck out back in the second. A lot of damage here for the Volunteers in the third. Like I mentioned, they've already put a 5 spot on the board. Looking for more with the runner down at second. Pitch coming. That one's also low. Charlie's able to block it up, throws to third. It's a low throw, errant throw down to third base. I don't know that they would have got the runner anyway. So now the runner advances over to third base, and then the count's now 3-1 on Shy. Three-one pitch. That ball's going to be outside, so that is going to be a walk to Shy. Second walk of the inning. Walk of the night as well. So Luke Johnson, who started off this inning with an innocent fly out to right field, is not going to bat for the second time in this inning. Got another meeting at the mound, which is probably going to mean a pitching change here for the Patriots. Yep, that's going to be it for Tompkins. We'll try to give you some final numbers on him and see who this pitcher is going to be for Heritage. Yeah, it's going to be lefty Colin Cunningham. So he's going to come in a tight spot here. He pitched well Friday and against Bio and was able to be a big part in that win over the Colts. And so that was in the last couple innings. Tonight he comes in much earlier and again in a tough spot. See if I can find some numbers on Caleb for you. Yeah, comes in. He's 2-2 record. It's 14 appearances already, so this is his 15th appearance. 2.50 ERA. He's got 1 save on the season as well. I think that actually was in that last game. 28 innings pitched, allowed 20 runs on 22 hits. 10 of those runs have been earned. 33 strikeouts. So that's a high number, a little over 1 per inning. 33 strikeouts in 28 innings pitched. That's versus 19 walks, giving up one home run all year. So again, lefty Caleb Cunningham is on the mound now for Heritage. He's come on in relief of Jack Tompkins. Jack sailed through the first 2 innings with no trouble, but found the sledding tough going in the third. Staked to a 7-0 lead early with 2 runs in the first, 5 in the second. Now Starkville's closed that gap with 5 runs of their own here in the top half. 2 outs, but they've got runners at the corners with designated hitter Luke Johnson up. Luke started off this inning with flying out to right center. So a big at bat early in this game for Johnson. Again, lefty Colin Cunningham on the mound for Heritage. That first pitch to Johnson is fouled off to the right side. So 0-1 count on the designated hitter Luke Johnson. Lefty Colin Cunningham on the mound. Runners at the corners. Heritage leading 7-5. Top half of the third inning. Slight lead over at first base, and he does take off. No throw from Fowler, who kind of fakes the throw to second. So runner takes second easily. So now 2 runners in scoring position for the Volunteers, with Luke Johnson trying to get the big hit to drive those 2 runs in and possibly tie this ball game. That 7-0 lead that Heritage had through 2 innings has quickly evaporated here in the third, as the Volunteers have responded. Pitch coming. Good pitch on the outside corner from Cunningham. So 1-2 count to Johnson. Cunningham looking for that one pitch to get out of this inning, to kind of stop the bleeding a little bit. Pitch coming. That ball is going to be a fly out to Cunningham. Whew. I didn't know if Trey was going to get there, but he was. Isaiah was coming in from right field as well. It looked like they were on a collision course, but Isaiah peeled off to his right, and Trey was able to catch that one. So after flying out to right center to start the inning, Luke Johnson now flies out to right center again to end the inning. But not before the Volunteers were able to score 5 runs on, looked like 3 hits, and there was 1 error in the inning. No, actually there was 2 errors in the inning and 2 runners left on base. So 5 runs, 3 hits, 2 errors, 2 men left on base there in the top half of the third, with the big blow being the RBI double by Brody Berkeley, who is now 2 for 2 for the Volunteers tonight. Single in the second, and the RBI double there to drive in the first 2 runs of the evening for Starkville Academy. So now after leading 7-0 and feeling pretty good about things, now the score is 7-5. McKee back on the mound for the Volunteers, taking his warm-up tosses here before we move to the bottom half of the third inning. Due up for the Patriots is going to be Trey Rainey, who we've seen made 4 or 5 nice catches already out in center field. He is one of 4 seniors playing his last regular season home game here tonight for the Patriots. He will be followed up by junior shortstop Dalton Stripling and senior first baseman Spencer Singley. So Rainey, Stripling, and Singley, your first 3 batters here in the bottom half of the third to face the lefty Tanner McKee, who's got to feel a little bit better about life now after falling down 7-0. He's right back in the game now at 7-5. Teammates have picked him up a little bit. First pitch, going to be a breaking ball. It's going to be low. So he starts Rainey off with a low breaking pitch. Like I said, Rainey grounded out to second base to end the first. That ball is popped up down the right side. It's going to get out of play, though, over on the football field. 1-1 count now to Rainey. The Patriots looking to respond now to the Volunteers' response back there. Grounder, that's going to be the grounder at the third baseman. He gets up, comes up with a throw. That's going to, look like the first baseman, Hedges, came off the base at first base. I think we're going to get a little conversation here now between the first base umpire and home plate umpire. If I'm Coach Romano, I'm over there arguing that one. Yeah, he is going to be safe. I thought he was safe. Berkeley's throw over to Hedges took Hedges off the base a little bit, and his foot came off the base. He looked like he tried to, move it back there. I don't think he got there in time. So good piece of umpiring there by the umpire in the field. So that's going to be, got to give an error there. Ooh, nice pickoff move, and he got him. He picked off Rainey at first base, did McKee. Rainey was leaning a little bit too far, and he was able to get him. I guess they're showing no errors on the board and another base hit. So I guess they gave Rainey an infield single. I thought it was a throwing error at third base. I thought that was a very doable play there. McKee starts off Stripling with the breaking pitch for a strike. So after getting on base at first base, Rainey's down picked off. Ooh, nice pitch there too. Must have been a little bit low to Stripling. McKee has displayed a good move to first base already tonight, and made another great move over to first base and was able to pick off Rainey. And we know Rainey's a dangerous runner. So to eliminate him off the base paths is a pretty big deal, because he was headed to second. There's no question. Swinging strike 2 to Stripling. Good off-speed pitch or breaking pitch there from McKee. 2-2 count. 1 out. Pitch coming. It's going to be a breaking pitch just a little bit inside. Runs the count full on Stripling. Stripling struck out to start off the second inning. This is his second at-bat, second time to face McKee on the night. Pitch coming, foul back. That's going to run the count full on Dalton Stripling. Tanner McKee, the left-handed junior, is on the mound for the Volunteers. Gave up 7 runs in the first 2 innings. Now he's back on the mound, trailing just 7-5, facing Dalton Stripling. Rainey reached the lead off the inning, but he was able to pick him off over at first base. So we got 1 out here in the bottom of the third. Patriots leading 7-5. This is the first game of the 3-game series between these two teams. Last series of the regular season, that ball was grounded out to second. Kind of a little squirrely action on it, but Blake Little, the second baseman for Starkville Academy, was able to come up with it, throw the ball over to Hedges for the second out of the inning. Looked like an easy play, and he made it look easy, but that little cue ball action looked like coming off the bat of Stripling. It's going to bring up your senior first baseman, Spencer Singley. Singley doubled back in the second, and that was his 3rd double of the season. And then he came in to score on the 2-run home run from Isaiah Clark. So ball 1. Now that second pitch from McKee is going to be high. 2-0 count on Singley. Singley's playing first base tonight, and batting in the 7th spot in the order. Ball just low, so 3-0 count, and we've seen Coach Romano give a couple guys the green light already tonight on 3-0. Let's see if he does that with Spencer Singley. As a strike. Either way, a little breaking pitch. He's got a nice action on that where it looks like it's coming into the right-handed hitter and then breaks across the plate late. That's going to be a curveball. That's skied up to in the infield to shortstop. Left fielder coming in, but the shortstop, Brendan Templeton, is going to be able to come down with that one rather easily. So that's going to be a fly out to the shortstop for Singley to end the inning. So after scoring 7 runs in the first 2 innings, 2 in the first, 5 in the second, nothing doing for the Patriots there. So no runs. They gave Rainey a hit, so I'll go with that to stay with game changers. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and with Rainey being picked off, nobody left on base. So we're through three innings now, with Heritage now leading 7-5. That's going to move us to the top half of the 4th inning. Jack Tompkins, who threw 95 pitches on Friday in the win over Bio, started tonight's game. Kind of drew a surprise start, short rest. Pitched 2 good innings in the first and second inning. Was not able to work his way out of the third. The Volunteers touched him up to 5 runs to close this gap to 2. He was replaced there by Colin Cunningham, the lefty. He was able to work his way out of that inning, and now is back out on the mound here to start the top half of the 4th. I've got Luke Johnson ending that last inning, so this should be Wyatt Hedges up to bat first for the Volunteers, and we'll flip it over to the top of the lineup with Blake Little and Brennan Templeton for the Volunteers. Yeah, this is indeed Wyatt Hedges. He's going to bat from the left side. I said he had a single back in that 5-run third for the Volunteers and later came around to score. Hedges is sporting the goggles look tonight. The wind has picked up, it looks like. If you look at the field, the flag, out in right field, a little bit more movement now with it moving kind of towards right center. First pitch from Cunningham sails way inside over the head of Hedges. Hedges gives Cunningham a little bit of a stare after that pitch. I think it just got away from Cunningham. Pitch coming. That ball's going to be outside, so 2-0. Looked like a breaking pitch of some sort from Cunningham. Lefty-lefty matchup. Hedges at the plate. Cunningham out on the mound. Pitch coming. That ball's going to be outside, too. So 3-0 count here on your leadoff batter, Wyatt Hedges. Hedges officially 1 for 1. Like I said, this is his second at bat. First time to see Cunningham. The first time through, he was batted against Tompkins. Breaking pitch, that's going to be inside for ball 4. So after putting up 5 runs in the top half of the third, Hedges gets things started off here with a walk to start off the top half of the 4th. And like we mentioned, that's going to take us back to the top of the lineup for your sophomore second baseman, Blake Little. Little grounded out to second base in the first and then had a single to left field in the third. Pitch coming from Cunningham. It's going to be a little bit low. Oh, no, he calls it a strike. And that pitch has been a ball most of the night. Starkville Academy faithful are not very happy about that call. Pitch coming. Gets away from Charlie. The runner's going to advance to second base. Throw down, but he's going to be there in plenty of time. So Hedges after the walk now advances to second base. Finds himself in scoring position for Little. Little's looking for his second hit of the evening after having a single back in the third. Pitch from Cunningham, that's going to be high. So 2-1 count on leadoff hitter Blake Little. Things got very interesting very quick. It looked like the Patriots were going to kind of cruise to a victory in this after taking a 7-0 lead, but Starkville Academy answered with 5 runs and looking to tack on more. That pitch from Cunningham is high, so 3-1 count on Little. Pitch coming. That's going to be grounded out to short. Comes up with the play, throws it over the first. Nice job by Spencer Singley over there at first base to take the kind of low throw from Dalton Stripling. Hedges advances to third on the play. It's going to be a ground out by Little. It's going to bring up your freshman shortstop, Brennan Templeton. Templeton popped out to center back in the first, flew out to center back in the first, and then grounded out to second back in the third. First pitch, this ball is going to be grounded to second. play is bobbled, but it's going to be in time. So he gets the throw over the first base for the second out of the evening, but Hedges is going to score on the ground out by Templeton. So now the score makes the score should be 7-6 now with that runner Hedges coming on. So Hedges is on with the walk, advances to second, and now he comes in to score on that ground out to second base by Templeton. That brings up your sophomore left fielder, Owen Cuvion. He flew out to center back to end the first and then had a walk back in that big five-run third inning for the Volunteers. That ball is fouled back. So nobody on now after the run scored. 0-2 count to Cuvion, 2 outs. Cunningham looking to get out of the inning. 1 run across already for the Volunteers here in the top half of the fourth. Narrow the gap to 1. 1 run. Breaking pitch is high. I don't think he went around. They looked for the ruling down at the first base umpire, and he gives the no-go sign. So would have been a nice way to get out of the inning for Cunningham, but instead he's going to have to pitch again to Cuvion. 1-2 count, 2 outs. Breaking pitch, he got him that time. First one was a little bit high, but that one came down in the zone. So a good pitch from Cunningham on Cuvion to get out of that inning, but not before the Volunteers add 1 run. Actually, no hits in that inning, but they do push across the run. No errors and nobody left on base. So again, 1 run, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base there. In the top of the fourth, run does score. So now the score going to the bottom half of the fourth is 7-6, with Heritage holding a 1-run lead after jumping out in front to that 7-0 lead early through 2 innings. McKee is back out on the mound for the Volunteers. Like I said, he gave up those 7 runs in the first 2 innings, but came back with a strong third inning. He gave up an infield single to Trey Rainey, but made a nice pickoff move over the first to peg Rainey, and then was able to get Dalton Stripling on a ground out to second and Spencer Singley to fly out to the shortstop. So due up for the Patriots is your sophomore right fielder Isaiah Clark, junior DH Caden Avery, and leadoff hitter your sophomore catcher Charlie Fowler. Of course, Isaiah had the big 2-run home run back in the 5-run second for the Patriots. That was his first home run of the season, and really his only second extra base hit. First pitch from McKee is a ball. He had only 1 extra base hit coming into tonight's game, and that was a double. And he had 5 RBIs coming in, so that was 2 RBIs. So a good eye there by Isaiah. 2-0 count. Fastball, that ball's fouled back to the right side. Wasn't too far off of that one. Isaiah looks like he's seeing the ball pretty well tonight so far. Wind again kind of blowing out to center field, left center field. That ball's going to be outside. 3-1 count now. I don't know if McKee's going to come with the fastball here or stay with the breaking pitch. 3-1. Comes back with the fastball. Good pitch. Isaiah swings right through it. So 3-2 count. Kind of had to expect the fastball there. Pitch coming. And he got him. Nice pitch on the outside corner from McKee. So after falling behind in the count and giving up the home run to Clark earlier, he comes back and exacts a little revenge and gets the strikeout. So they had 1 strikeout in the first, 1 strikeout in the second, none in the third. So it's going to be his 3rd strikeout of the evening. And his 57th strikeout of the season so far. Now at bat DH Caden Avery. First pitch was a strike. That's also going to be a strike. I'm not sure how that was called a strike, but it was. So 0-2 count quickly on Avery. Pitch coming. That's a breaking pitch, and it's inside, but Avery offers at it. So back-to-back strikeouts now for McKee to start the 4th inning. 4th of the evening and 58th of the season now for McKee. He's going to bring up your leadoff hitter, Charlie Fowler. Charlie singled to center back in the 1st, and then was a hit by a pitch in the 2nd. This is his 3rd look at McKee, and McKee promptly hits him again with the pitch. So after getting hit by a pitch in the 2nd inning, he gets hit by a pitch here in the 3rd as well, or excuse me, here in the 4th. The first one was a breaking pitch that hit him, and that one looked like a breaking pitch as well. So fortunately, he didn't get the fastball on both of those, but he did get hit by both. So now the Patriots have a runner at first in the form of Charlie Fowler, who was just hit by a pitch, and that's going to bring up your sophomore second baseman, Nash McCrary. That pitch is high. Charlie needs to be careful over at first. He's taken off both times he's been on. Was fortunate the first time, and then the second time as well because a balk was called that time. McCreary struck out back in the 1st and singled to left in the 2nd. He throws it again and picks him off. He's caught in a rundown now. Is he going to get back in time? No, he doesn't. So they end up getting Charlie picked off over at first base. He tried to get back, almost made it back, but didn't. And like I said, McKee's demonstrated a nice pickoff move throughout this game. The Patriots, who like to be aggressive on the base pass, coming into this game with 83 stolen bases, but may have to temper that a little bit with the move that McKee has over at first base. So that's going to end the 4th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and with Fowler being picked off there at first, nobody left on base. So no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. So after scoring 7 runs through the first 2 innings, 2 in the 1st, 5 in the 2nd, nothing doing in the 3rd, nothing doing in the 4th for Heritage. As we move to the top half of the 5th, Colin Cunningham's back out on the mound for the Patriots. He obviously came on in relief for Jack Tompkins, the surprise starter for Heritage tonight. Normally we see Nash McCurry or Jack Ketchum in the game 1 of these series, but both of those young men threw over 100 pitches on Thursday in the doubleheader against Bio. Coach Romano elected to go with Tompkins tonight, even though he had 95 pitches on Friday. And so win or lose in this game 1, you have your top 2 guns for games 2 and 3 of the doubleheader when this thing moves over to Stark Vegas on Thursday. 7-6, top half of the 5th inning. Volunteers have made this thing interesting all of a sudden, and we'll see how it plays out. Again, this is a crucial series, last regular season series of the season for both of these teams. Playoffs are looming next week. This has playoff implications, seeding. The winner, whoever ends up in that 3rd spot, is likely going to take on either Wayne Academy or Simpson Academy. Brody Berkeley at the plate. He's had a big game so far for the Volunteers. First pitch swinging, he lines that one into the almost in the dugout there on the 3rd base side. Berkeley had a single to center back in the 2nd, and then had an RBI double in the 3rd in that big 5-run 3rd inning for the Volunteers. So 2 for 2 tonight for Berkeley, who the cleanup hitter for the Volunteers. Pitch coming, that's going to be outside. 1-1 count. Colin Cunningham on in relief of Tompkins. This is his 2nd inning of work. Pitch coming. Breaking pitch, finds the inside corner. I thought that was a little bit inside, but the home plate umpire deems it a strike. So Cunningham works ahead in the count. 1-2. Berkeley's really crowding the plate. Pitch coming, breaking pitch. Ooh, thought he may get that one there, but ruled a ball. So 2-2 count on Berkeley. Again, he's really, really on top of the plate, batting on that right side. Breaking pitch, foul back. Good job of staying alive there by Berkeley. I thought that was a good pitch from Cunningham. That's going to be flared off to the right side. Nice. Oh, I thought he was going to be able to come up with that, but no, that falls for, I guess you got to give him a base hit. That was a tough play. Nash McCreary made a nice running effort for it. I thought he was going to be able to come up with it there for a second, but the ball came out of his glove. And Berkeley now goes down to second. Looks like he's a little shaken up on the play, but I think he's going to be okay. Sometimes it's not how hard you hit him, it's where you hit him, and that was a well-placed ball off the bat of Brody Berkeley. So a single in the second, an RBI double in the third, and now another hit. Did they give him an error? I don't know. I'm going to give him a single. If I need to go back and change it, I will. Very aggressive taking second on that play. It is Berkeley. This can bring up your senior right fielder, Creed Pierce. Pierce grounded out the third back in the second and reached on an error in the third. 1-0 pitch coming. Squares the bunt. That ball's popped up in the air, and Fowler catches it for the first out of the inning. That's a big out recorded by Fowler behind the plate. High pitch, and you got to try to get your bat on top of the ball. He was not able to. Got it underneath him and popped it up. Good reaction time there by Charlie to get that out, first out of the inning. That's going to bring up junior catcher Cade Waltman. He struck out back in the second and then reached on an error in the third. So this is his third at bat. Pitch coming from Cunningham. Breaking pitch high. Fowler throws behind the runner. Almost a close play at second base, but the runner was able to, that was Berkeley, was able to get back in safely. Bang, bang play, though, at second. Nice throw by Fowler to almost get the, still another out there after just catching that little foul tip, if you will, or fail bunt attempt off the bat of Pierce. 1-0 pitch coming from Cunningham. Breaking pitch in there for a strike. Nice pitch. Evens the count up at 1-1. Junior catcher Cade Waltman at the plate for the Volunteers. Lefty reliever Colin Cunningham on the mound for Heritage. Patriots lead this one 7-6, top of the fifth. Runner at second in form of Berkeley. Pitch coming. Swinging strike. It's going to be fouled off. Volunteers threatening to tie this thing up with Berkeley down at second and Waltman at the plate. 1-2 pitch coming here shortly from Cunningham. Patriots holding on the runner a little bit at second. Don't want him to get too big of a lead with him being the tying run. Pitch coming from Cunningham. Breaking pitch. Ooh, just missed. Thought that one may be strike three and out number two, but instead it's ruled a ball. So 2-2 count to Waltman. Another breaking pitch. That ball is lined straight away center. No problem there for Trey Rainey, who has had a big night. That's probably the easiest play Trey's had all night. So Waltman has good contact, but it's going to hit right to Rainey in center field. So for the second out of the inning. So 2 outs. Runner at second is going to bring up sophomore center fielder Miller Shy. Shy struck out back in the second. And then walked in the third and later scored. Fastball didn't really swing, but fouled it off, so 0-1 count. And he shakes his head and shakes the bat. He'd like to have that one back. Wood Shy. Shy's looking to extend this inning. Cunningham's looking to get out of it. 2 outs, runner at second. We saw this earlier in the game with the Starkville Academy battery. Now we see it here with Fowler and Cunningham as well. Just want to make sure you got your signals right with the runner at second. Sometimes teams switch those up with the runner at second. You don't want to give your pitch or your signs away. Not sure if there's any communication there with Shah at the plate and Berkeley out at second. Oh, 1 pitch coming from Cunningham. Breaking pitch. Oh, they got the runner in trouble. Throw to third. Jack makes the catch. Nice play there. Nice job by the Patriots to get out of that inning. That was not an easy play, but the Patriots made it look easy to get out of the inning. So no damage there in the 5th after the, I don't know if you call it a single or a double by Berkeley. I'll have to go back and look at game changer. But nonetheless, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on base because he was picked off at third. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left on base there in the top half of the 5th for the Volunteers. Are going to take us to the bottom half of the 5th with Heritage now leading, still holding on to that 7-6 lead. McCreary, Ketchum, and Westmoreland should be the first 3 batters up for the Patriots. Patriots have not scored in the 3rd or the 4th after scoring 7 in the first 2 innings, 2 in the first, 5 in the second, against Starkville Academy starter Tanner McKee. McCreary was at the plate back in the 4th when Charlie Fowler was picked off and then thrown out as he was trying to get back into to first base after the rundown. Nash struck out in the first inning against McKee and then was able to get a single to left in the second. So one for 2 as McCreary steps in for his 3rd at-bat of the night and 3rd bat of the game versus Tanner McKee. As we mentioned, Nash has had a really, really good year at the plate coming into this pitch coming. That's a breaking ball in the dirt. That single in the second was his 30th hit of the season. Pitch coming, that's going to be hit number 31. That's going to be in the right center field gap. I don't think he's going to be able to take second on the play, and he's not. So good piece of hitting there for McCreary, taking that pitch the opposite way. So a leadoff single off the bat of Nash McCreary. So he's now two for 3 with back-to-back singles, a single in the second, a single here in the 5th. That's going to bring up Jack Ketchum, who's also had a big night at the plate. Jack had an RBI triple back in the 1st to drive in the Patriots' first run of the evening, and then followed that up with a 3-run home run to left center field to make it 7-0 at the time. Since then, the Volunteers have responded with 6 runs, and that's where we are now, 7-6 here in the bottom half of the 5th. McCreary leads off with a single. Ketchum's at the plate now. Shouldn't be much of a lead over there at first base. Should be a little leery because McKee has already demonstrated, like I said, throughout the game, a good first move, a good move to first base throughout this game. Throws over that time, but Nash was able to get back easily on the throw. Pitch coming to catch him, breaking pitch inside. Good eye there by Jack. Just like Nash, Jack has had a really good year too. Came into this one batting .458, and it's only going to add to that with those first 2 hits. Breaking pitch coming. That ball is grounded to second. Second baseman having a little trouble with it, but he is able to regain the ball and flip it over to second for the out. So good job of sticking with that grounder by Blake Little. Ketchum's going to reach on a fielder's choice. He's going to bring up junior left fielder Aiden Westmoreland. Aiden had a sacrifice fly back in the first to drive in the Patriots' second run and then to ground it out back in the second. So this is third time to face McKee. Catch him now at first. Breaking pitch coming. That's in there for a strike to Westmoreland. Throw over to first base. Catch him back easily. Game Changer has, and the scoreboard has the Patriots down for 3 errors in this one already. Ooh, good move there. Good crowd on hand tonight, as you would expect. These two local, it's a big rivalry game. Anytime these two teams face off, it's got a lot of people that made the trip over from Starkville, and then a lot of your students here tonight for Heritage down the third base side. Ketchum takes off running. He's going to be in safely as the throw from the catcher, Cade Waltman, is a little bit high. And so Jack gets the stolen base there. See how many stolen bases Jack has. I know he's got a couple. I don't see it on here, though. Actually, may have been his first one. That's going to be a single to left. Coach Romano's going to hold up Jack at second. Taking second on the play, being aggressive. He's thrown out at second. Now Jack Ketchum comes into home plate, and he is in safely. So Aiden gets thrown out at second base, but on the put out, Ketchum is able to round third and be able to score. So that's going to make it 8-6 now. So aggressive base running paid off for Ketchum. It didn't necessarily pay off for Westmoreland, who was thrown out at second on a bang bang play. It's going to bring up your senior center fielder Trey Rainey. Trey grounded out to second in the first, and then it was awarded an infield single also in the third. 2 outs now after that run scored. Nobody on. Pitch coming from, good pitch from McKee. So now 0-2 count. He's working ahead in the count on Trey Rainey. This is senior night. We had 4 seniors that were recognized before the game, Trey being one of those 4. Pitch coming. Whew. Inside. And tight on Trey Rainey. Another breaking pitch, also inside. So 2-2 count. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. McKee on the mound for the Volunteers. Rainey at the plate for the Patriots. Woo. It looked like he started to ring him up, but then he didn't. So I guess that ball was low. 3-2 count. Pitch coming. That ball is definitely going to be outside. So Rainey with the walk. McKee walks. Rainey with 2-out walk. Rainey's going to try it down to the first base line. That's going to bring up your junior shortstop, Dalton Stripling. Stripling struck out in the second and grounded out to second in the third. So this is going to be his third time to face McKee. I think McKee's going to throw to first base, yeah, and get Rainey back. Rainey wasn't a big lead, but it was enough of a lead to pique the interest of McKee, who threw over to first base. But Rainey was able to get back with no harm done. Pitch coming, fouled back by Stripling, excuse me. Another throw over to first. I think the Patriots have wisened up a little bit and not taking nearly as much of a lead off of first base. Well, I just said that, and then he takes off. A high throw from first base, and Rainey's able to slide into second safely. Another good move by McKee. He's got the Patriots fooled tonight. Got him off balance a little bit, But Rainey has a lot of speed, as we know, and he was able to beat the high throw from Hedges into second base. So now he's in scoring position at second base with 2 outs. Not really sure what's going on now. Little meeting at the mound. Coach Poole comes out for the Volunteers, kind of checking things out. Maybe a mound issue or something. Oh, I see what they're talking about. They're talking about the pickoff move now over the first. They the umpire drew a line in the sand, so to speak, with his foot. And now Coach Poole gets a warning. Did he throw him out? I think it was just a warning. It looks like just a warning, but I guess he was just pointing him back into the dugout, told him he had to be inside of the dugout. All right, we got that cleaned up now. So pitch coming inside from McKee. So 1-1 count. Stripling at the plate. Rainey now down at second. Breaking pitch. That ball's going to be a little high and outside. So 2-1 now on Stripling. Stripling looking for a 2-out hit here to try to bring home Rainey from second base. Fouled that one back. Good cut by Stripling. Just wasn't able to straighten it out. 2-2 count, 2 outs, runner at second. Rainey's got a pretty decent lead down at second base. Pitch coming from McKee. Ooh. Grounded that one down the third base side. Couple pretty decent cuts from Stripling. See if he can get a hold of one and straighten it out and put it in play and maybe drive in Rainey from second base. Got him on a nice breaking pitch. So McKee comes back with the breaking pitch there to strike out Stripling to end the inning. So he had 1 strikeout in the first, 1 in the second, 2 back in the fourth, and now gets that one here in the fifth. So his 5th strikeout of the game and 59th, I believe, of the season. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. 4 Heritage there in the bottom half of the 5th. So we're through 5 innings, 2 innings left. Patriots now lead 8-6 here in game 1 of this 3-game series. Game 1 here is at Columbus, obviously on the campus of Heritage Academy. Games 2 and 3 are scheduled for Thursday in Starkville. Colin Cunningham back out on the mound for the Patriots. He came on in the 3rd inning for starter Jack Tompkins, was able to work his way out of that big inning for the Volunteers. They put up a 5 spot after the Patriots put up a 5 spot in the bottom half of the second. So 2 runs in the first, 5 in the second, and then 1 in the 5th for Heritage, and all 5 runs for the Volunteers. Well, excuse me, 5 runs in the 3rd and then 1 in the 4th. And that's where we stand, 8-6 now, headed to the top half of the 6th. It should be, let's see, I think Shy was at the plate. Yeah, he was, but he's going to start off the 6th inning here for the Volunteers. Sophomore center fielder Miller Shy at the plate. Struck out in the 2nd and walked in the 3rd. Breaking pitch from Cunningham's in there for a strike. So 7, 8, and 9 due up for the Volunteers here in the top half of the 6th. Pitch coming. That ball is going to be out the right field. Isaiah Clark coming in, and he's able to make the catch with no problem. So Shy flies out to right. Nice play by Isaiah Clark in right field. Just going to bring up your designated hitter, Luke Johnson. Luke actually batted twice there in the third, led off with by flying out to right center, and then ended the inning as well by flying out to right center. So this is his third at bat of the game. 1 out. Shy got the out, flew out to right field. Pitch from Cunningham. That's going to be a ball. So 1-1 count on Johnson. That ball is popped down the right field side. Looks like Spencer Singley's underneath it, but it drifted back towards the line there, and Spencer was not able to come up with it. He looked like he had a good beat on it. Looked like he was under it, but then at the last moment, it drifted back towards the infield as pop-ups tend to do sometimes, and he was just not able to come up with the play. But that is 2 strikes now on Johnson. 1-2 count. Pitch coming from Cunningham. Breaking pitch. Home side wanted that one, but home plate umpire said not doing. So 2-2 count. It's kind of hard to tell where we are in the press box if that ball is low or not, but it did look like it was across the plate. Pitch coming from Cunningham. A little bit high, so now it runs the count full on Luke Johnson. Patriots nursing an 8-6 lead here in the top half of the 6th. That ball's flied out down the right field side, foul. Cunningham's going to have to deliver another full count pitch to Johnson. Eight runs, 9 hits, 3 errors for the Patriots. 6 runs, 5 hits, no errors ruled for Starkville Academy. And that's going to be a ball. So 3-2 count, and Johnson draws a walk from Cunningham. So after getting shy for the first out of the inning, Cunningham walks Johnson, and that's going to bring up your senior first baseman, Wyatt Hedges. Hedges had a single back in the third, single to right, and then he walked in the fourth. Batting from the left side. So you got a lefty-lefty matchup with Cunningham on the mound and Hedges at the plate. Pitch coming. That ball is going to be low. Gets away from Fowler. Runner's going to take second base. Fowler threw it down to second, but it had no chance of getting Johnson. So after Johnson gets home with a walk, he now advances to second base. So you got a runner in scoring position now for the Volunteers with 1 out and Hedges at the plate. Pitch from Cunningham coming. That ball is going to be to left field. It's going to be in fair play. Aiden Westmoreland drifts in, and he's able to come up with the catch. So nice pitch and nice catch. Gets Hedges to fly out to left field for the should be the second out of the inning. That's going to take us to the top of the lineup. Second baseman Blake Little. Little grounded out in the first, single to left in the third, and grounded out to shortstop in the fourth. So technically 1 for 3. It's going to be his 4th AB of the night. Luke Johnson at second base. Drew a walk and then was able to advance to second. Pitch coming from Cunningham. Good breaking pitch in there for a strike. Too little. Coach Haynes is telling his middle infielders telling the shortstop to get back more towards short, not worry so much about the runner. Still shows a little bit. Pitch coming. It's going to be a little bit on the outside. So 1-1 count, too little. 2 outs here in the 6th. 4th batter of this inning for the Volunteers against Cunningham. That pitch is going to be in there for a strike. So that breaking ball is in there for strike 2. 1-2 count, too little. Cullen looking for a pitch to get out of this inning with 2 outs and a runner down at second base. Blake Little at the plate. Pitch coming. Breaking pitch is going to be outside, so that's going to run the count to 2-2. Good job by Charlie blocking that pitch up. Wind up, pitch. Ooh, it's going to be low. Looked like Blake Little almost offered it that one, but was able to hold off of it. And that's going to run the count full. 3-2 on Little. Again, runner at second base. Patriots leading this one 8-6. Top half of the 6th. Cunningham was taking a little bit too long for Little's liking. Asked for timeout. Now he's back in the box, awaiting this 3-2 pitch from Cunningham. Pitch coming. Ah, got him. Nice pitch right there on the outside corner from Cunningham, who gives Little a little bit of a look as Little walks back to the dugout. So really nice job of pitching there by Little to work his way out of that inning with the runner down at second. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base for the Volunteers in the top half of the 6th, as Cunningham gets Little on a strikeout to end the inning. So 3 outs away now are the Patriots from taking this game 1 of this 3-game District 1 5A series to end the regular season. McKee's back out on the mound, taking his warm-up pitches. He's done a pretty good job, really. After the first 2 innings, he gave up the 7 runs, but since then has only given up the 1 run in the 5th, and has kept his team in this game. Of course, his teammates had his back, too, by scoring 5 in the 3rd and 1 in the 4th to make it a 7-6 game, but the Patriots were able to push across a run in the bottom of the 5th to make it 8-6 as we now enter the bottom half of the 6th. It should be Spencer Singley, Isaiah Clark, and Caden Avery due up for the Patriots. So your 7, 8, and 9 hitters in the lineup. Like only a 2-run lead. I'm sure Coach Romano and Coach Haynes would love to see the Patriots tack on a couple insurance runs here. Never can have enough runs. Pitch coming from McKee. That's a breaking pitch down low. So he starts Singley off with the ball. Spencer had a double back in the 2nd and flew out to short in the 3rd. Pitch coming outside, 2-0 count. It was Spencer's fourth double of the season. A good cut at that one, 2-1 count. Clark is indeed in the on deck circle. Pitch coming from. That ball is going to be grounded out to second. Pretty routine play there for Little. Kind of drifted over, made an easy throw over to Hedges at first. So first out of the inning for Singley's recorded on a ground out to second base. It's going to bring up sophomore right fielder Isaiah Clark. Isaiah had a 2-run bomb back in the 2nd. That was his first home run of the season and only his 2nd extra base hit of the season. And he followed that up with a strikeout to lead off the 4th. So this is Isaiah's third plate appearance. Again, McKee still on the mound. Started this one and is trying to finish it for the Vols. That pitch is high, so 2-0 on Isaiah. Just a little bit low there. So 3-0 count on Isaiah. Looking down at Coach Romano, I don't know the signal, so I'm not sure. I would guess that he would give him the green light here on 3-0. We'll never know because that pitch was outside to Clark, so Clark draws a walk here in the 6th. I'm trying to look back and see how many walks that is. I think that's just the second walk of the evening issued by McKee. He walked Rainey back in the 5th. That's going to bring up your designated hitter, Caden Avery, with Isaiah Clark now at first base. Swinging strike there. Avery flew out to second base in the 2nd and struck out for the 2nd out of the 4th inning. 0-1 pitch coming from McKee. No, he's going to throw over to first. Isaiah slides back rather easily without a play. Comes home this time. That ball is going to be grounded between short and third, so that's going to be a single for Avery. Avery gets his first hit of the evening. And that's going to be Avery's 14th hit of the season. That's going to flip the lineup. We're back up to the leadoff hitter, sophomore catcher Charlie Fowler. Charlie's been hit by a pitch his last 2 at-bats after singling to center back in the 1st. Both of those were breaking pitches that hit Charlie. Certainly he's not going to go 3 for 3 getting hit. McKee starts Fowler off with a breaking pitch there for a strike. Runners at first and second, 1 out. Patriots looking for some insurance runs here with a 2-run lead. Breaking pitch a little bit outside, way outside actually from McKee. Not holding the runner on at first. Pitch coming. That ball is going to be outside as well. Isaiah Clark's down at second base after drawing a walk. Caden Avery then singled to left center, so he's at first. Clark at second, Avery at first. Pitch coming. That ball is fouled off to the right side by Fowler, who's now 2-2 on the count. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, 2 runners on. Leadoff hitter Fowler at the plate. McKee still on the mound, the starter for the Volunteers. Pitch coming. It's going to be a breaking ball inside, so that runs the count full. Let's see if Coach Romano elects to start both runners here with a 3-2 count. Good lead by Isaiah at second. Good lead at first as well. They're not going. Pitch coming. It's going to be a ball. So after getting hit by a pitch the last 2 times at bat, Charlie draws a walk here in the 6th. McKee may be getting a little bit tired as we move on in this game. He didn't have a walk through the first 4 innings, and now that's his 3rd walk in the last 2 innings and 2nd walk of this inning. It's going to bring up your sophomore second baseman, Nash McCreary. Struck out in the 1st, singled to left in the 2nd, and singled back in the 5th. Got 16 RBIs here, looking for add a couple more RBIs here with the bases loaded and only 1 out in the 6th. Pitch coming. That ball is hit hard in the gap. Left fielder coming up. Runner tagging on the play. Throw coming in. No throw, no play at the plate. So good piece of hitting there from McCreary. He's going to be out on the fly out to left field, but he does get the RBI with the bases loaded. Good job of base running there by Isaiah. Tagged up. Was able to come in, so that you at least tack on one insurance run there. It makes it 9-6. I'm just going to bring up your senior third baseman, Jack Ketchum. Ketchum had an RBI triple in the 1st, a 3-run home run to left in the 2nd, and then reached on the fielder's choice back in the 5th. Patriots now leading 9-6. Runners at first and second, 2 outs now. McKee on the mound, comes with the pitch. Breaking pitch, that's going to hit Ketchum on the right foot. So that's going to be the third time that McKee's hit a batter. The first two, he hit Charlie Fowler in the second, Charlie again in the fourth, and now hits Jack Ketchum. All three of those have been breaking pitches, fortunately, for the Patriots. I think Ketchum's fine. That ball didn't hit him in a good spot. So now bases loaded, 2 outs. Cleanup hitter Aiden Westmoreland at the plate. Breaking pitch low. Aiden had a sac fly back in the first, grounded out in the second. Kind of a weird play in the fifth. I'm not sure exactly what they ruled him there. Pitch coming. That ball's going to be high. So 2-0 count. Nowhere to put Westmoreland. 2 outs. Bases loaded. It's kind of a big spot here. 9-6. The Patriots have added 1 insurance run. Would love to add more with Westmoreland at the plate. That ball is going to be hit to right field. I don't think it's going to. It may drop. Yes, it does. A misplayed by the right fielder. That's got to be an error. Run coming and throw coming is going to be safe at home. So a big play there. That ball was flared out to the right field. I thought Creed Pierce was going to come down with the ball, but similar to the pop-up that got past Singley at first earlier in the game, same kind of play happened there with Pierce out in right. And he was not able to come secured out number 3 of the inning. And that may be it from McKee. I'm not sure. Like I said, he's pitched with some tough luck this year with some errors behind him. And that was just another example. He should have been out of the inning, but instead he's going to get chased here. Trailing 12-6 now, as the Patriots have scored 4 runs in the inning. See who the new pitcher is going to be for Starkville Academy. Looks like 33. Let me make sure, though. No, actually, it's going to be 30. It's going to be Jack Johnson, right-hander. See if I can find some numbers for Jack Johnson. All right, he's going to be another young one for the Volunteers. He's a freshman, comes in. No wins, no losses. This is only his second appearance of the season. Comes in with a 7.00 ERA. 2 innings pitched, giving up four hits, 3 runs. 2 of those are earned. 3 walks with no strikeouts so far for Johnson. So he comes in here in kind of a little bit of a tough spot. Patriots have started this game off with a bang, leading 7-0 through 2 innings, and now looks like they're gonna, they've scored 4 already here in the bottom half of the 6th to push the lead to 12-6 now. So you needed some insurance runs, you feel like, and it looks like they've got those already. So Jack Johnson now on the mound for the Volunteers. Rainey's going to be at second, and that's going to bring up Trey Rainey. Trey grounded out to second in the first, infield single in the third, and walked in the 5th. Pitch coming from Johnson. It's called a strike. I felt like that one was pretty significantly outside, but nonetheless called a strike. So Rainey falls down in the count. 0-1 against Jack Johnson. Excuse me, single out to left field. Westmoreland's going to score easily on that play without a throw. So, excuse me, single off the bat of Trey Rainey. He didn't really mean to swing, stuck the bat out, and it found a hole between shortstop and third and rolled out to left. So like I said earlier in the game, it's not how hard you hit them, it's where you hit them, and that was a perfectly placed excuse me single off the bat of Trey Rainey. So that's going to add another run. So now it's going to push the Patriots lead to 13-6. and bring up junior shortstop Dalton Stripling. Stripling struck out in the second, grounded out to second in the third, and struck out in the fifth against McKee. McKee's no longer in the game now. He's been replaced by reliever Jack Johnson. Rainey's going to steal second base easily, so now he's down at second in scoring position with Stripling at the plate. Stripling's the 9th batter up this inning for Heritage. Pitch coming from Johnson. Pretty nice velocity on that one, but that ball was a high. So after seeing McKee a lefty for throughout most of this game, now the Patriots are looking at a righty in the former freshman Jack Johnson. Pitch coming, nice breaking pitch. Stripling chased that one a little bit out of the zone, I feel like. So 2-1 count. Rainey's down at second after stealing the base after his RBI single. Pitch coming again, fastball that time looked like from Johnson, and Stripling swung through it. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bottom half of the 6th. Rainey's down at second, Stripling at the plate. Jack Johnson on the mound for the Volunteers. Pitch coming, breaking pitch, and he got him on the strikeout. So good job of pitching there for Johnson. He gets out of the jam, but not before the Patriots tack on 5 more runs. So the second inning was a big inning with 5 runs for the Patriots, and now 5 more in the 6th. So 3 outs away. All the Patriots need is 3 outs to take game 1 of this series, and have again a 7-run lead. They led by 7 early in the game. Now they lead by 7 late in the game, and it looks like Spencer Singley is going to take the mound for Heritage to try to finish this game off. The Patriots started off on the mound with Jack Tompkins, went to Colin Cunningham in middle relief, and now are turning to senior Spencer Singley to try to finish this game off, leading 13-6 going to the top half of the 7th. Due up for the Volunteers is going to be your 2-hole hitter, 2, 3, and 4, Templeton, Cuvion, and Berkeley. And Berkeley's had a big night for the Volunteers. Templeton's a freshman. Like I said, this is a very young Starkville Academy team. We kind of detailed that for you there in the pregame on a couple of different occasions. Templeton flew out to center in the first, grounded out to second in the third, and then grounded out in the 4th. So this will be his 4th at bat. First time to see Spencer, though. I said, Coach Romano rolled the dice a little bit, if you want to call it that. You weren't going to come back with Nash McCreary or Jack Ketchum after they threw 100 plus pitches. Last Thursday, I think that was. So he went with Tompkins. So if they're able to get, go ahead and close this game out, then you got to feel pretty good about having your studs, your 1-2 guys for the games 2 and 3 back in Starkville on Thursday. First pitch from Spencer is going to be a strike. He's got a 7-run lead here now, so all he's got to do is come in and throw strikes. Try not to walk anybody and make Starkville earn everything they've got. High chopper to catch him down at third. Grounds, catches it easily, throws over to Isaiah Clark now. Isaiah moves over from right field to first base now with Spencer Singley on the mound. And that's going to, Nash McCreary is now out in right field. That brings up your left fielder, Owen Cuvion. First pitch is a ball from Singley. Cuvion flew out to center in the first, walked in the third, and struck out in the 4th. That ball is lined to the second baseman, but right at Presley Gaskin for out number 2. So 2 up, 2 down for Singley so far. 1 more out. Patriots can walk out of here with a victory here in game 1. But before that, he's got to find a way to get out Berkeley. That pitch is going to be outside. Berkeley singled in the second, RBI double in the third, and RBI single in the fourth. So 3 for 3 for Berkeley. Good pitch there from Spencer. Comes back with the strike. So 1-1 count to the Volunteers cleanup hitter, Brody Berkeley. Again, that ground ball is grounded to second. Nice play, nice throw over to first, and that's going to do it. So nice play at second base. It's going to be the third out of the inning, and that's going to do it. And so Heritage Academy indeed takes game 1 of this 3-game series. Final score is going to be 13-6. And 2 runs in the first, 5 in the second, 1 in the fifth, and then 5 more in the sixth. So 13 runs on 13 hits, 3 errors for Heritage. Starkville Academy had 5 runs in the third, 1 in the fourth for their 6 runs. So 6 runs on 5 hits. Game Changer has no errors. I think they had 1 or 2, but nonetheless, we'll roll with what Game Changer has. A little discussion there on the infield as both teams exchange handshakes there in the post-game line. I don't think there's going to be anything to come out of it. Looks like cooler heads will prevail there. So anyway, Heritage Academy takes game 1 of this series 13-6 as the series will shift now to Start Vegas on Thursday for games 2 and 3. And the Patriots improved to 15-14 overall, even their record up at 6-6 in district play. Starkville Academy falls to 8-18 overall and 3-8 in district play. Again, Heritage wins this one 13-6, signing off on the Heritage Sports Network.